My favourite Christmas book is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Hey, so my favourite Christmas book would be A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
My favourite Christmas story is The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen. I'm going to read you a little bit of an extract from it. The palace walls were of driven snow, and the doors and windows of cutting wind. There were over 100 halls, just as the drifting snow had formed them. The largest stretched for miles. All were lit by the brilliant northern lights. They were vast, empty, glittering, bleak as ice, and deathly cold.
My favourite book of 2014 was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien.
My favourite book of 2014 is Carrie by Stephen King.
And mine is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Deliria.
My favourite book was Inferno by Dan Brown.
Right, the book I've been reading this year and I'm still reading is a book called The Interrogative Mood, which bizarrely is a book purely made up of questions. Just a whole series of questions. So for example, what are 3 basic things you need to be content in life? So you have an engagement and a relationship with it and it's just kind of really good.
My favourite book of 2015 is Lolita by Vladimir Vladimirovich.
Our favourite Christmas story is Let It Snow by John Green.
Our favourite book is The Grinch. I'd say my favourite book is The Grinch because it's a unique book. I don't think there's any book quite like The Grinch.
It's quite a lot like The Christmas Carol. It has a good moral meaning.
A Christmas book I've bought for my brother is Captain America comic books.
So, yeah, I would like a Christmas book that has a lot of pages, maybe with pictures, but I'm not really into pictures right now, but I like to use my imagination without pictures and read books.
I'd rather not pay.
My favourite Christmas book is The Night Before Christmas.
My favourite Christmas story is a poem written by Carol Ann Duffy, and it's about the Christmas truce that took place at the beginning of World War I, and it's a lovely, very evocative poem about that truce between the two sides.
My favourite Christmas story is The Nightmare Before Christmas. The book I read this year is The Maze Runner, and the book I want to read next year is the second book, The Scorched Trials.
And the 3 novels I've put on my Christmas list for Christmas are Lamentation by C.J. Sampson, which is the 6th novel in a trilogy of novels about Tudor times and crime novel set in the Tudor times. My second is The Children Act by Ian McEwan, and my third is a novel by Sophie Hannah, and I'm told that she's written a new Poirot novel in the style of Agatha Christie, so I can't wait to read that.
My favourite Christmas book is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and for Christmas I want to read My Fault in the Stars.
My favourite book is The Christmas Carol, and for Christmas I'd like to read The Twit by Roald Dahl.
This year I've read loads of books, most of them to my 2 little ones. I've also managed to squeeze in a couple for myself, my favourite being one called Nothing Personal by Jason Starr. It's a great book, pretty dark but also very funny, so you'll enjoy it.
My favourite book I've read this year? I think it'd have to be A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin, which is also season 5 of Game of Thrones.
A book I want to read in 2015 is Love Letters to the Dead.
And Paper Towns by John Green.
A gift I'll have to give my niece, who was born last week, has to be Beauty and the Beast, the story I grew up with, and it would be nice to read it to her.
For my 2-year-old nephew, I'd probably buy him Peter Pan, because this is a book I enjoyed in my childhood, and he'd probably enjoy it as well.
My favourite Christmas story is Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. We read it about last week in Miss Wilden's class.
My favourite Christmas book is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. My favourite book that I have read this year is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. It made me cry a lot. And if I could give anybody the gift of a book, it would be any Harry Potter.
2015, if I've been good, I'm hoping Santa's going to bring me a book by a British author called Michael Marshall Smith. I've read some of his stuff, so I'd love to read another one of his.
Okay. The favourite book that I have read this year is Room on a Broom, which is a book that I read to Hannah and it's about a witch falling off her broom because she puts too many people on it.
And my favourite Christmas story is about the birth of Jesus Christ, because it tells us how he was born and how Mary got to Bethlehem and bring him to this world.
I'm looking forward to read The Fault in Our Stars.
I'm looking forward to read Billionaire Boy.
This year I've been focusing on like autobiographies because I want to do a mix of narrative and like fiction books.
I've been reading a lot of like mysteries and romance books lately. I've read a few autobiographies at the start of 2014.
So the first one was the book that I bought for Christmas, and that was for my son Archie, and I got the book The Dinosaur That Pooped Christmas.
I'm hoping to get the Gone series of books for Christmas, and I'd also rather like to get the Captain Underpants series because they make me laugh.
Well, it has to be the book that I chose for National Reading Day, I think it might have been, and that of course is Star Wars, okay? And you haven't really understood Star Wars unless you've read it in original Shakespeare.
My favourite Christmas story is Scrooge by Charles Dickens.
My favourite Christmas story is Santa Stuck in a Mango Tree. It's an old kind of Jamaican classic, and it was really funny. And it kind of brought me back to where my background comes from and like where my family's usually from, and it really got a connection to where I was born.
My favorite Christmas story was Scrooge because of the creativity that Charles Dickens put in it, and I really love the ghosts of Christmas past.
My favourite Christmas book is The Hot Father by Terry Pratchett. Awesome.
My favourite Christmas book is any kind of Christmas book that explains the real story with Jesus and what happened to him at Christmas.
And for Christmas, I have put my Christmas list for a copy of this, How to Be a Brilliant English Teacher.
She also signed my book the day before my birthday at Waterstones downtown.
Happy birthday to me.
The best book of the year that I have read is Shane Filan's autobiography. It tells the story of Shane Filan from when he started out in Westlife to his bankruptcy 2 years ago.
Yeah. Favourite book this year was actually Raisinstein by Terry Pratchett, another one, a bit of a Pratchett fan.
I only really read rubbish books, but I love books by a lady called Meg Cabot who writes The Princess Diaries. But she does write some books for grown-ups as well. So I like her detective stories. And my favourite one is one that says size doesn't matter.
It was the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. I made to the window, I flew like a flash, to open the shutters and pull up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a lust of the midday to objects below. When, what to wondering eyes should appear, but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Dancer and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Happy Christmas!
Take 3. You're not recording? Yeah. Oh, now?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, great.
Okay, so, my name is Sam. No, can't. Let's try that again. This is gonna be disastrous. Go on.
Wait, so we're just doing it all over again?
Yeah.
Captain America comic books for my brother. And I brought...
And another one called the I'll start again. I can't say the title.
Yeah.
You got, action, you gotta be loud, okay?
You don't have to have a...
You're going to ask the questions and I ask them.
My brother. And I got the Gruffalo's Child